So this is stage 1 of settle training. Dita has been set up on a nice comfortable bed. She's got her Kong, which relaxes her body, and it also relaxes her by the licking motion to get the food, and it concentrates her as well. She's got something to focus on, whilst I have the option then to do something else. Just to explain a little bit with the setup, I like to be as consistent as possible with the settle setup. She's on a raised bed, but the consistency comes in the form of this bedding. It's just a light fleecy piece of bedding that goes on her own bed, but I also use it every time I do settle training. And the theory is that I can then take this fleecy mat to different scenarios, lay it down, and I've got more chance of Dita settling because she has that association with it, especially if we've done lots of practice like this. So that's something to think of. But yeah, for example, if I was working from home and wanting to take a phone call or wanting to work on my laptop, and I found that that was maybe a time that my dog would demand a lot of attention, provided of course they've had their toileting, they've had suitable exercise that day, well then it's perfectly acceptable for me to expect to be able to, for 5-10 minutes or however long, to be able to get on with something while they are settling. This is wonderful for Velcro dogs who like to demand a lot of your attention, follow you all around the place. This gives them something else to do whilst you're occupied. It's great for dogs who just struggle to relax, who maybe pace around the house, who just can't seem to relax. You set them up to do so. You could use the Kong, you could use a long-lasting chew or a bone or something like that. It's up to you, but give them something to occupy them whilst you're busy. Taking your eye contact off them is a really useful thing to help them to relax. Even sitting slightly side on, because eye contact and direct kind of pose towards your dog is an invite to interact. So little subtle things like that can just help them to know, okay, you know, mum, dad's busy, I just need to be here and chill out. And what you can then do with your training to progress it is try it in different rooms, building up the level of distraction, maybe have somebody else enter the room, and if your dog remains in the settle, you reward them for that. You could then maybe start to move yourself to emulate you're about to get off the sofa. If they don't move, you reward them. And this just depends on your dog as to how kind of unsettled they tend to be. Can you get up and move around? And come back again and they stay in the settle? If so, wonderful. Let them know that that's a good choice. Obviously over time you won't be feeding as much, but this is at the training stage, and just work up slowly to where you can get more distance away from your dog for a longer time and they remain in this area. We're making this like a really awesome hotspot for your dog. When they see this setup come out, you want to start to see them go like, oh brilliant, and jump on, kind of waiting for the good stuff to come. One important part of it is your dog's freedom of choice. They can move away at any stage and that is absolutely fine. We just won't reward that. It will be a neutral choice. But when they come back here towards their mat, we will reward them and make it clear that that's a good choice. Like so. So any questions about that, please ask. Play around with it, take it slow. If you can only capture a minute of a settle, that's great. Then put everything away and try again the next day. But use it then, once they're used to it, in setups where you need them to settle. So whether that's a particular room, maybe there's a window where lots of people pass by, or whether that's while you do something specific like be on the telephone or be on the computer or reading or something like that. Or maybe you're a keen gardener and you want your dog to settle whilst you garden. Take it outside with you then. Just practice it where you need it and keep it simple. Good girl.